Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University. I do apologize. Time completely got away from me. That's 7 minutes gone by. Anyway, that. um, got a couple. Actually, got a lot of things here. Got a one thing to unwrap. Give you a quick little. Oh, Randy Orton out of nowhere. And then I got a whole box of stuff that just came in, literally today. Just came in today. That gonna open up and say what's up. See who's here. Not a lot of people. Cryptid, what's going on, Cryptid? Raven, what's going on, brother? How you doing, man? Mark Guerrero, have you seen Superman and Lois? No. Might be the best Superman adaptation since Christopher Reeves. Really? That good? Okay, fine. I'll look for it. Felt bad for John getting bullied at school because his brother Jordan kissed the football player's girlfriend. With Jordan's defense, she was totally leading him on. Oh, that happens. Really? Oh, yeah, that's right. Their son is supposed to have two sons. John. That's a weird set of hiccups just coming out of nowhere, like the Randy Orton. But, oh, wow, interesting. Anyway, we got there 57, 55. Raven's counting down. You butthead. John is a character I was interested in because he might grow up to be Superman without the power. Without the powers? No. Well, really? They don't have powers? That stinks. Breck, what's up, Breck? Jamal Lewis, how's it going, man? Cool shirt. Thank you. My buddy got this for me in Saudi Arabia. Go figure. A Captain America shirt in Saudi Arabia. My buddy Ahmed. Did he send it to me? No. He swung by when I was in Dammam. He was in Riyadh, but he came to visit Dammam, and he was like, hey, and he gave me this. It was a tennis. Like it holds tennis balls. The little container holds like 3 tennis balls, and the shirt was stuffed in it. And like that's the way they sold the shirt, which was really weird, but whatever. And there was also a little hammer of Thor, which I think was hysterical, and like that was cool. So I actually got him stuff that I've had for about 5 years now. I just haven't seen him since. We're both from Jersey, but we never met in Jersey. We met in Saudi Arabia, go figure, in Jeddah. So we both just moved straight across the kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Anyway, Tommy, what's up, Tommy? RKO out of nowhere. Superman is twin. Oh, they're twins. Okay. Happened after Crisis. Had no idea. I don't know. Maybe that was with Lois. Maybe it was Superman of Earth 2. I don't know. Anyway, so bang, this is the one. Now, I'm really not interested in the figure. This is not your standard figure that I'd be into. I've got a Randy Orton, and he's way cooler than this one, but I really wanted the Slam Man. I don't know what they call it now, training dummy, whatever, but they used to call this the Slam Man back in the day. I don't want to open this with I've got an infection on my finger. I bit off a part of my nail that I shouldn't have, but anyway, it got infected, so it's swollen now, and it's hard to use the knife properly. So if you can't use a knife properly, use scissors. Anyway, so let me slide this guy open. There we go. There we go. Throw that in there. And just open up this Randy Orton figure and see what it's all about. Oh, there's another part in there with his leg. And then this whole thing of stuff to open. Man, I got a plan for the podcast tonight. I got a bunch of editing to do. I got an assignment to figure out. That somebody wants to play video games with me. Fortunately, the video games are going to have to be like last moment. Only one of Superman's kids has powers, and it's Jordan. Okay, while Jordan doesn't, or while John doesn't, he's okay with it because to him, it just shows his skills are all him. Oh, that actually sounds really interesting. After this, I kind of hope DC listens to a Batman show one day. If Batwoman has Gotham covered, we do a Batman Incorporated type story. Damian Wayne versus X-23. I kind of want to give it to Damian, man. Because otherwise, X-23 is going to straight up kill him. And he can't really kill her, I don't know. I don't want to diminish X-23, but I never really got into her character. And there was a bunch of people telling me, no, go and see the John Taylor stuff. John Taylor? the Tom Taylor stuff, and you'll love her. It's like, okay, I just haven't as of late. Okay, yeah, let me pull that out. Okay, this is actually cool. I like that. Oh, geez, that freaking head comes off. This is gonna be fun. I love when things are stupid. Really, I do. Okay, toss that crap over there. Okay, so here's this little Randy Orton figure. The legs don't kip out. It just kicks forward, and it's actually a pretty good split. Almost comes all the way down. I don't know if he can really do that. I doubt it. I'm sure he would if he could. Does his stuff. He's got the hands like this, so he can't even do the RKO, can he? Let me see. And be like, out of nowhere. Kind of. I've actually got a much better figure, one of the elite figures that he actually comes with hands that do this, so you can just be like, bang! Oh, sorry, that's the original version of the Diamond Cutter from DDP. The Diamond Cutter, baby. Anyway, he's got this. Oh, jeez, one of these. He's got this thing where he can whoosha, whoosha. So that's cute. I don't really get into that. I don't know. Maybe I can give it to my kids. Honestly, don't know what to do with it. I just use it for fodder. Oh, that's cool. The hands kind of open and close. That's cool. You can see the little metal pin there, the divot. Boop. RKO nicely replaces the Stone Cold Stunner. It does. It's very close, very similar at the very least. It's in some ways it's kind of better. Some ways. Calm down, peeps. Calm down. I mean, people getting all sorts of pissed off at me. Okay, so as far as the Slam Man is concerned, this bottom part actually feels like there is water or sand in it. And then the shorts go there. Unfortunately, there's no extension. I wonder if I can get a little extension for it because this is not tall enough. This part comes off also, which is booty. The head comes off, which is booty as well. But you know what? There you go. And as far as the height, also a little booty. It should be taller. This thing should be taller. I'm going to try and extend it a little bit. If I can ever find a piece of plastic that I can just kind of shove it in there, be cool. Hey, Paula, what's going on, Paul? How you doing? Oh, this is actually cool. It moves. It's round on the bottom and heavy, so it will actually move a little bit. So this is cool. I don't know if anybody's ever seen this before or ever used one. It's perfect for actually punching because when you punch in the solar plexus or you punch in the face, you punch, you want to practice and punch the thing in the jaw. It's not going to be solid like an actual jaw is, but it does have the contours so you can actually feel the little parts. Like you want to, practice throwing a punch in the temple, you can feel the divots where the temple actually is. You want to try and do like a slap and cuff the ears. You can do that because it's actually got ears. They do actually sell things like this in real life, and this is what it looks like, but they are capable of going up and down, extending them. The original one that I ever saw infomercial on was called Slam Man. That's why I always call it as such. But anyway, don't care too much for the figure. I'll probably fodder it, but I really bought it just for this because this is a great prop to go with the 1/12, the 6-inch figures. Okay, speaking of which, I got one figure that is, a couple figures that are not 12 inches, but this Ben Grimm, this thing, check this out. Chilling with J-Rock, them kickboxing dummies. Yeah, I'm a huge fan. Constantine versus Doctor Strange. I want so bad to say Doctor Strange because he is. It's like when Doctor Strange is the guy who flies into space, goes toe to toe with Galactus. You know what I'm saying? Not quite dukes it out with the Living Tribunal, but can be in the company of great beings. You know what I'm saying? And have a conversation with the Living Tribunal. The first appearance, I know some people are going to be like, "Whoa, what are you talking about?" The very first appearance of the Living Tribunal was actually in one of Doctor Strange's stories where he met him, and yeah, he actually cast a spell on him, and he was like, "Ha, you can't hurt me." It was really goofy, but Ditko didn't know what he was going to do with, or what anybody could have done with the Living Tribunal. Anyway, it's I don't know, man. I want to say so badly Doctor Strange because he's just such a ridiculous powerhouse. Problem is, John Constantine's that guy who's earthbound, and for the most part, it looks like he just can't do that much, but he always finds a way, right? Always finds a way where it's like, oh, look, it's Trigon. Oh, no, the guy that even Darkseid would have a hard time beating if he could even beat him. But I've got an extra card up my sleeve. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is. I want so bad to just go with the obvious and say it's going to be Doctor Strange, but I got to be honest. I don't know that Strange would beat him. In fact, as soon as Strange thought he'd won, all of a sudden he'd realize he just shot himself in the foot or something. That's Constantine for you. Anyway, so here's a Ben Grimm. Not the most articulate figure, not the best figure in the world, not great at all. But the one thing I do love about this character, all of the fingers, not the thumb, but all of the individual fingers actually move. So I can move just one finger. I can move another finger, right? I can have him give you the finger. Like you just got rocked hard, literally. You know, saying I can do anything I want. I can have him look like Nightcrawler a little bit, right? He'd be like, live long and prosper, right? I can have him like, do the little snap thing. He'd be like, Infinity Gauntlet, and boop. And the same thing with the other hand also. He could do the exact same thing. The thing can do the exact same thing with the other hand. So it doesn't look like he could do a really nice fist. Oh, look, he can actually drink his tea like a prep, like, right, with the finger out, the pinky. The pinky is out. So anyway, a lot of things. Hey, John, what's going on, John? Were you able to check out the first 2 episodes of Superman and Lois? No, I did not. But everybody here is telling me it's good, so I might. I might actually watch it. That Fox Cop show? Never heard of it. Never heard of it. So anyway, this is a really nice figure for the hands. I would just have to use the 3.75-inch figures to be able to use this effectively. What else do I have? A bunch of things that are in. Let me pull out my other. I've got an actual 3.5-inch figure. Where is he? Some of you guys are going to be excited to see him. Here we go. The Astonishing Cyclops from Gifted. There you go. The Joss Whedon. I know nobody's supposed to say his name anymore. But anyway, so like a little like, oh no. And against like Randy Orton. Be like, don't kill me, it would end my life. But he's a really little figure, but he does have that astonishing look about him, which I love. I do have several other, maybe a dozen or half a dozen other. This is always so weird. This is the Marvel Legends series, not the Marvel Legends. So 3.75-inch. He bends at the waist and twists at the and does a whole bunch of move, including ab crunch, but also twists. Woo! At the torso. So that's interesting. 2 sets of twisties. He's got his fingers permanently in the I don't know what kind of position was it, just so he could do his optic by. There's other positions you could say for this guy also, but whatever. I'm going to leave it like that. So that's between him and Jean, or is it Jean and Emma? Who knows? or is it him and Jean? Jean and Emma. Now that's something for you. Anyway, so that's cool. I love the look. This is one of my favorite looks for Cyclops. Couldn't find him in the 6-inch, so I'll settle for that for now. Okay, some of the other figures that are out. I told you guys I was going to get another Valkyrie, Brunhilde, and I did. And she's got Dragon Fang, her sword. So, boom, got another one because I'm going to make Bridget out of her. Excuse me. I'm going to make Bridget out of her. That's the Kelly Thompson figure. They're probably not going to make that. And she should be a lot bigger, a lot buffer, but whatever. I'm okay with it. So this is cool. I'm going to modify her a little bit to look like that character Bridget. I got, what's going on here? Oh, sorry. Just had a great run. MCU now has Sword, yep, which he created. Won't be surprised if they take stuff from his run. I'm sure they will. They're just not going to bring him into it. Ben Grimm versus John Carpenter's thing. That would be a mean one. Internet kicked you out. That's messed up. Yeah, he did. Jamal, you're right. He used to be one of the most beloved characters. I still love the Thing. He's still an amazing character. And nowadays, just Nobody. Honestly, it's Marvel's fault. Let's be realistic. It's Marvel's fault. They've got this character who has a proven, beloved tendency about him, and they don't use him. I'm going to say something that's going to maybe make some people, cross their eyes. But another character I believe that could be like that is actually Puck, Eugene Judd. This is a character who's just like everybody who's read him has been like, he is one of the coolest characters ever, and he's a sad character, and it's like it's a sad story, and I want to know more about him. I want to see him running around and hanging out and doing stuff. He's basically, even shorter version of Wolverine, right? Great, fantastic character, and they don't use a lot of their great characters. They keep on making new characters and new characters and new characters, and they don't even do a good job at making the new character. Oh, sorry, there's Puck right there, right? They don't even do a good job of making the new characters anymore. Guys, I hate to say this, but I'm really falling out of comic books. Did you notice I didn't even do Batman this week? Yeah. Actually, in fact, here's what happened. I have all these comic books that I read. You guys can see the few. What is it? 1, 2, 3, 4. I reviewed 4 comics this week, right? Did Bang, which was and it got what 500 views, if that, something like that. This didn't even get as many views as I thought it was going to get, but whatever. It got some views. Pretty good for an indie book. That's actually really good. One of my favorite books, and it's got like no views, right? Nobody cares about this book. Demon Days. This was a surprisingly good book. I really thought this was going to be a hit. Nobody was interested. I just feel like most people aren't interested in comics anymore, and I'm starting to feel it also. I really want to read Brian. These are the books that I didn't review this week. Brian Edward Hill's Chariot from AWA Upshot. America Chavez. I kind of still want to get to reading it. I just don't feel like it. Captain America. I don't feel like reading Captain America, the King in Black one-shot tie-in, whatever. Just no interest. Wonder Woman, sensational Wonder Woman. That's like such a perfect name for this. Just I lost interest. Suicide Squad, which looks good. It's got Peacemaker on the front. Can't find the interest for it. Swamp Thing. This should be good, but no interest. And Batman, brand new character introduced in here and everything, and it's like, maybe it's time to bust out the classics. Silver Surfer's here. You're not going to help. Watch your Hellions 10 review. Thank you, Joe Fisher. I hope you liked it. Yeah, unfortunately, I think it is time to get the classics. Guys, I just got something last week. I've got to do an actual video for it because I don't know if you guys can. Yeah, you guys can see it right here. Dookie fat stack of comics. Dookie fat stack of all new comics that I've been getting. I just haven't had time to really do videos as of late. Just been super busy, but I got another comic book. I got another Marvel graphic novel. You guys know this one. If you've been seeing those comics, this is my grail. When I interviewed Richard Pace last week, I showed him this. He's like, holy crap, you actually got that. I was like, yeah, like I finally got this. And yes, hardcover, first print. So this is the second time I've owned this first print. First time I met this, I think this was one of the days that I saw Kevin Smith before he was Kevin Smith. He was just Kev, this older kid that, used to know a bunch of people in my comic book store. It's just, it is what it is. But anyway, yeah, one of the best comic books ever. I made my wife sit down and read it, and she loved it. She's like, I never thought about how much you can do in a comic book, how much art, comes out, how many things you can do just in general. And she loved it. She absolutely loved the story. She's like, Dr. Doom is a villain, right? I was like, yeah. She read this. She can't see him as a villain anymore. We were just talking yesterday because she finally watched the final episode of WandaVision. By the way, my WandaVision thing, which got like 1,700 views. Wow. What have you? So like people are more interested in the television shows and the movies than they are in the comics anymore. I mean, that's heartbreaking, but I mean, it is what it is, right? But she we were talking, she was like, tell me about Scarlet Witch in the comics, because she loved the series. And I was like, okay, boom. So I just went through a litany of stuff. And she's like, oh my God, she's actually with Doctor Doom. I was like, yeah. Yeah, it was weird because Doctor Doom was actually a good guy at the time. She's like, oh, so when that book came out, Triumph and Torment, I was like, no, 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 way after that. She's like, wait, so he was a bad guy back then? I was like, yeah, he was actually technically a bad guy. She's like, how can a character, because she doesn't know the history of Doctor Doom, you know what I'm saying? That's the first story she ever read with Doctor Doom. She's never seen anything with Doom before. So she's like, besides the Fan Four Stick, which F that movie. She's like, how can Doctor Doom be a bad guy with something like that? She's like, he's complicated like Magneto. I'm like, holy crap. Like with the old stories, you get that. You feel that. You understand that. With the stories nowadays, I feel like Jim Cornette, but it's like, who books this shit? You know what I'm saying? Like, who books this stuff? Who puts this stuff together? No, Doctor Doom and Iron Man had 2 issues where they went back into Camelot, and that was under. I know him. I still talk. I don't really talk to him, but like I talk to him on Twitter, but not DMs. Layfield, Bob Layfield, Bob Layton, the same guy who did the Demon in a Bottle, that one, and the Armor Wars, right? Some of the best freaking stories ever. Like, think about this. How many stories are coming from today? And it's not just the idea of, oh, well, give them time. I don't want to give anybody time. I want to look at what they're actually doing, right? Well, there was one guy who I know who I talked to, and he's like, oh, yeah, I read, what was it? What was the story that he read? Oh, Infinity Gauntlet, duh. Infinity Gauntlet. He read Infinity Gauntlet, right? Signed by all the people who did the Infinity Gauntlet. He's like, I read Infinity Gauntlet, those 6 issues, and for them making the movie, like the movie was so much better. The 2 movies were so much better. I didn't really like the story too much in the comic book. I'm like, I'll give that to you, I guess. But like, if you actually know the history, the stories behind it and everything, and if you actually know the tie-ins and stuff like that, like, yeah, the tie-ins, I get whatever, but I just like to read the main story. I was like, well, you get more out of it, but okay, fine. I mean, back then is when tie-ins actually mattered. Like when the Hulk got shrunk, that was it. And I did a spotlight on story for everything involved with the Infinity Gauntlet. Everything involved. But like I'm talking, I was like, all right, even if you were to keep the stuff out, it's like the build up to it and the aftermath and everything's like, what do you mean the build up to it? I was like, well, I mean, this story was like 2 years in the making, minimum. When Jim Starlin actually brought Thanos back and everything's like, I don't want to read stuff before. It's like, if you can't make a story and the story's in the story, and instead I got to read a bunch of other stuff also, I'm not interested in that stuff. I actually got mad at this guy. And this is a guy I talk to regularly, but this was one of the things where I was like, dude, I'm so done talking to this child-minded child. Like, he's only like 20 something, you know what I'm saying? And it is what it is. I don't care, what your age is. It's just, what's your maturity level, right? And here's a guy who actually works on comics and everything. And you know what? Silver Surfer brings up a good point. Thanos Quest, those 2 issues, crucial to really appreciating what Thanos had to go through in order to get the Infinity Gauntlet in the first place, right? And then his being brought back, and that was over several issues in the Silver Surfer and several issues afterwards, and all of that. It's like, it was a story that was just boom. Like, who wants to open up the Infinity Gauntlet or any other event and just start off with, it was a cold, dark day in the universe. Thanos was reborn. He came back and it's like, why? An event is supposed to be something that everything leads up to it. The Civil War, not just Captain America, but like the Civil War story and the Civil War in the movies didn't just spring up out of nowhere. You had to have been watching since the beginning. You had to watch all the stuff. Tony Stark, in the first Iron Man movie, right? In, what was that, 2008? All of you had to see the build. If you just watch Captain America Civil War by itself, it's like, why are they fighting? What is Sokovia? Like, what is the stuff that they're talking about? What? Like, it's a complete movie, sure, but there's also so much more. and you're denying yourself. And it's like nowadays when you got a kid like that who's just like, what, you if you could get all of your thoughts out in 280 characters or whatever the hell it is that's on Twitter nowadays, if you could get out a complete thought on Twitter, you don't have a lot of thought. Like I'm so what is happening? What is happening in the world? Back in the 80s, nobody else, I'm the only, I guess I'm the one who coined it. I don't know what it is, but I used to call it bumper sticker philosophy, you know? Bumper sticker philosophy, where it's like if the wisdom that you get nowadays, if the modern philosophers are just the people who can fit stuff on a bumper sticker and you can be like, oh, that was actually pretty interesting, we've lost something. And that was in the 80s. That was in the late 80s, around 88, that I first, coined that term that nobody used. It's not like I started a movement or something. Nowadays, we don't need it. It's just Twitter. It's called Twitter nowadays. It's like, dude, some of these stories were incredible. And when you read them and the buildup and the story, and it's like the event is supposed to be the climax of all of this. It's not meant to be the complete story. It's meant to be the climax. This is what everything culminated into. And then everything that he did, and then to see at the end, Farmer Thanos just sitting down and looking up and smiling. Comics could have ended. I'd be sad because of all the great stories that we would have missed. But if comic books would have ended after that, of the evil Thanos just looking up and smiling, I'm like, it ended on a goddamn high note. You know what I'm saying? Like, and for this kid to freaking say that, it was so frustrating to hear. It's like, I not only can I not argue with you, I don't think I can talk to you. You know what I'm saying? It was just so, my God. J-Rock says, most stories you read them to build up when it comes to the big two. Yeah, you have to. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, you have to. Like there's so much story there. Why not put these out? Dark Phoenix was better for the comics than them two damn so-called movies. When you think about the idea, like every time that they make one of those movies, it's like you're going to make one movie. One movie. Is it going to be long enough that we need an intermission? Is it going to be the 10 Commandments length? Is it going to be? I don't. Maybe they could fit it in a Zack Snyder cut. You know, saying a 4-hour and 6-minute movie. Maybe they could fit into that. I don't know. I don't know. You know what I do know? Is that the Dark Phoenix story, the Phoenix, and it's, how do you read the Dark Phoenix saga without reading the Phoenix saga? Right? And the idea that it's called a saga. Stop trying to fit stuff into feature-length films. They are stories. They're meant to breathe. You don't want to stretch them out. You don't want to cramp them up. You want the stories to breathe. You want there to be the slow build. You want it to be that there's little suspenseful things. You want to get invested in the characters. I was just playing with my Hellfire Club stuff a little while ago because I'm trying to clean up my stuff and I'm still looking for some other stuff. I've had some things I wanted to show you guys for a long time, but I can't find the head and the weapon for this character that I want to show you. So, and they're the first ones I had. I'm probably gonna have to rebuy them. Whatever, then I'll rebuy them. But the point is, it's like how you want to fall in love with the characters. Who remembers when Jean Grey sacrificed herself? What was that? X-Men number 128, I think it was. Who remembers when Jean Grey sacrificed herself on that ship? When not only Cyclops but Wolverine, they're both crying, right? Wolverine, like he's just sitting in the corner, he's like, she's dead. Oh my God, she's dead. And Cyclops is screaming, no, no, no. And they had to knock him out and all that stuff. Who remembers that stuff? And it was freaking epic. It was epic. How did we not, crunch it? Maybe some of us did. Crunch the comic books. We're reading like, oh my God. And we're sitting there looking at this stuff and she dies. And it's like, what? And then all of a sudden you read a Fantastic Four comic book. What? Somewhere over there with the Fantastic Four. And all of a sudden it's like, I am fire and ash. It's like, oh shit, what? What? Where'd she come from? She came out from the cocoon and the lake and the stuff and like, what? It's like, you remember, like, it was a big deal. Like, it actually felt like people read the stories before they wrote these stories. Invisible Woman's like, hey, Jean, it's me, the Invisible Woman. It's like, ha! Little things like that are what I'm going to recognize you for, because you're the Invisible Girl, not the Invisible Woman. So you're obviously a phony. And it's like, I did little things, but no. But, like, people paid attention to that stuff. And it gave you an idea of the sense of the time that these guys were in. And, like, it was a complete story because it wasn't confined into 6 issues. The comic books interacted with each other. We didn't need events back then. We got them anyway, and no complaints, right? But I mean, we didn't even need events. You just had to buy all the comic books. And it wasn't such a big deal because there were only, like, what, 16? Jim Shooter taking me aside, and he's like, when you think about it, back in the day, you could afford to buy all the comic books. There were only 16. Dude, there are like 16 comic books in my bag right now. You know what I'm saying? That's the entire publication for a month for Marvel back in the 80s. What happened? Are we any better for having a billion comic books nowadays? I know it's not a billion, but it's like, honestly, I wonder what's the number. Is it 40? Because I think it is. I mean, there's just so many books coming out, and they're rushing them out, and they're not changing writers. And sometimes you got to change writers. You got to flip the script. You got to flip everybody out and whatnot. 138 X-Men, was it? Or was it 138? Excuse me, I don't remember. But I mean, they're you can't have one person writing the same book for this many years because it usually doesn't work out. I don't know how many people, like how old the people are here or what you've read and what you haven't read necessarily. But when you think about 5 years of Walter Simonson on Thor and 7 years of Jason Aaron on Thor, how many great and memorable things happened in the 5 years with Walt Simonson on Thor, and how many great and memorable things, at least memorable things, how many at least memorable things happened with Jason Aaron on Thor? Gore, the God Butcher. You can't really count King in Black. You can't really count Null because, you know what I'm saying, that's a retcon by somebody else later. So Gore the God Butcher, I admit, I don't have to admit anything. Like, I acknowledge that was a really solid story. I loved it. Thor becoming unworthy in the original sin. Everything else that happened with there, a lot of coitus interruptus stuff, like, the what the heck was it called with Thor Beta Ray Bill showed up. It was like 5 issues, and I think it was called The Unworthy Thor, right? And he was going to try and get the hammer that eventually Volstagg got, and he becomes the war god, but like it was like, who cares, right? They tried to do something cool with it, and we were like, oh, it's Volstagg, and no, who cares? And oh, he got the hammer back. Oh yeah, who really cares, right? Lady Jane wanted becoming Thor, and there was the big, like, who is it? Because they ruled her out. And it's like, okay, that's awesome. That's cool. Granted, it's an idea from a freaking What If comic book, but I'm still going to count that. It was cool. It was a good idea, right? And then it all fell apart with the death of Jane Foster because in the same issue, she wound up coming back. It's like, bruh, we're not expecting her to go full on Uncle Ben, but for the love of God, can you at least give it an issue? Can you at least give it an extra issue? Like, at least, that's the credit it at least deserves in the same issue. Oh, I'm back, and now I'm a Valkyrie, and I'm stronger than I've ever been. And really? Because why? Meanwhile, you could go story after story after story with the Walter Simonson run, because it's not about how long you're on the book. Just as many chances to do something great are also just as many chances to screw it up, right? It crushes my soul what's happening in comic books right now. And now they've gone and done this thing where I'm going to get to the comments in a moment. I apologize, guys. You get to this thing right now where suddenly Thor's mother, who used to be Gaia, hey, we're all in love with WandaVision, right? The Necronomicon, the person who wrote the with his own blood, the Necronomicon, Chthon, this elder demon that, like, Mephisto doesn't hold the shadow of a candle to. Yeah, that guy, Chthon. super powerful. One of the many Marvel versions, but the main Marvel version of Cthulhu, yeah, Cthon, that guy, the guy who created Varn or allowed all the vampires to start including Varney, the Montesi formula, all that stuff. Yeah, that guy, Cthon. And he had a sister called Gaia, Mother Earth. That was Thor's mother, also Hercules' mother. So they were technically half brothers, right? That was a big thing. And now Jason Aaron turns around and he's like, well, nobody's doing anything with Gaia, so what's the answer? I'm going to do something with Gaia? Yes, that's the logical answer. Instead, he says, so I'm going to make his mom the Phoenix. Yeah! You're a freaking idiot. You are an idiot. Like, this is Brian Michael Bendis level of derf to say, I am going to take the history of this character, urinate on it, hang it up to dry without washing it so the urine smell can really get caked in, right? Like, what are we doing at this point? These people don't have respect for the characters. They've just got this big inflated ego. This big inflated ego where they think, I'm going to write the next great story by changing everything. I'm shaking it up, guys. I'm shaking it up. And now when somebody who actually knows how to write comics comes along, they've got to fix this nonsense that Jason Aaron has done, if they can. You'd imagine they can, right? This isn't like, oh my God, we're going to make freaking, Spider-Man, Dr. Octopus is going to switch brains with him and he's going to become the superior Spider-Man. No, it's because that's just going to be fixed later on. How do you turn around and be like, yeah, this person who said that she was your mom and you thought was your mom and everybody, it's like, yeah, this is your mom. All of a sudden, no, this is not your mom. Now it's actually Phoenix instead, a freaking Firebird entity. And who was the person? Like, was it just the Phoenix Force itself? It didn't need a host at this time. Does Jason Aaron even read freaking comic books? Because I don't think he does. I don't think he does. I can't imagine this big flaming, sonic force that regularly hangs out with the living tribunal, the Phoenix. I can't imagine it having ovaries. I'm sorry, maybe I'm just reading into this too much, but the Phoenix Force, I am fire, I am life, right? I'm fire incarnate and all this stuff. Oh, by the way, my ovaries are hurting. I think I'm menstruating. What in the hell? What in the hell am I reading here? She had a child. Who was the host? Who was the host for this? We're getting to the point where it's like, dude, you're trying to write something amazing and you're just turning out turd burgers. Sorry, I ate at the office, you know? So yeah, I'm falling out of comic books in a major way right now. Evan Burke, what's up? Mark, if DC ever feels the need to do some type of universe-ending event, it'd be cool to see something focused on the new gods. You'd figure. Maybe play out Jack Kirby's original plan with Orion defeating Darkseid, which is what they were supposed to do. Technically, that did happen in the Dogs of War, War Dogs, Jack Kirby's War Dogs. It's an Elseworlds event where the thing that he wanted to do was actually done. See, this is the thing about it. They turn around and they're like, we can't kill the new gods because Jack Kirby created them and they're amazing. He's like, yeah, but I only created them so they could be destroyed. They're like, yeah, but this is a cash cow. We can't get rid of these. Okay, so what's your idea to keep them going? We don't actually have one. In fact, we fired Jack Kirby off the books so that he can't finish the story and we're just going to leave them in limbo. And the next time that we saw Darkseid, after Jack Kirby was fired from DC Comics, he had the books taken away from him and everything. All four of those Fourth World books, he had them taken away. Do you remember who? Brownie points, huge brownie points for in the comments section over here. If you know what's the first appearance of Darkseid after the Kirby books were finished. All right? And then I'm going to give you guys a laugh. Whether you know or not, I'm going to give you guys a huge laugh. So guesses right now. I ordered the Epic Collection, X-Men Fate of the Phoenix. All right, cool. Nice. It was all just a dream. Evan Burke, you got it. JT Gamer, yeah. I'm interested in which one. I don't know what the Epic Collection, Fate of the Phoenix is. I don't know what story that would be or what stories. Is that the original Dark Phoenix saga? Because that would be cool. That would truly be epic. These days with comics, it's more about undoing what previous writers did. unfortunately, and it's not for a better thing. Stuff like the Doc Ock body swap and all the classic heroes replacements at the time is what stopped me from getting into Marvel. At the time, I want to start off with the classic versions. I can't hear you. If I was writing then, I'd say the whole Thor's mom thing was just Odin's wishful thinking, right? Okay, since nobody's venturing a guess, here it comes. Superpowers. I believe it was issue number 1. Does anybody remember Superpowers? Everybody remembers Secret Wars, right? That was Marvel's venture into the figures were being made. What was it, Mattel? I forget. They were making they're making a bunch of, they got a license. They're like, could you make a comic book? And Jim Shooter was like, yeah, sure. And he wrote the whole thing up really quick, and then had somebody else like flesh it out. And who was actually doing the art on those? Was it Mike Zeck? Anyway, somebody like, put together all the stuff, whatever, and they just, boom. And that's where Spider-Man's new costume came from. That's that Randy Schumer, I think his name was. Anyway, that's where all of this stuff come from. So it came from that's the Secret Wars. But DC also had a toy company interested in making their toys, and I'm sure that all of us had these toys when we were kids, if we were, from the late '80s era. What do you call it? They actually had the Superpowers toys. I think that was Kenner. So they made them, and they made the comic books to go with it. So they brought back Darkseid for this. Like, we'll have Darkseid do something in this. Cool. And they had Darkseid in a cave. See, you guys know the whole story that nobody can evade Darkseid's Omega beams, right? Nobody can evade his Omega beams. Once he, it's just like, once those eyes glow, you've got a Superman or Flash level split second to get up there and punch him in the cheeser just so that he can't blast you. Nope. See you later, Evan. So he just, what do you call it? He shows up and he's in a cave, and somebody walks into a cave and sees Darkseid and is like, uh-oh, ruh-roh, Scrooby. And Darkseid's like, yeah, boom, and he starts, zoom, zoom, zoom. The Omega beams are coming right at him, and this dude's jumping and flipping and dodging, and he actually dodges multiple times. He dodges the Omega beams inside of a cave. That character's name was Robin. Yes, Tim Drake Robin dodged the Omega beams inside of a cave. It's not even like he had a jetpack and was like, pew! No. Inside of a cave, he dodged the Omega beams. Tell me DC had a plan for Darkseid. Because if they didn't have a plan for Darkseid, which clearly they didn't, you can't tell me they had a plan for Orion or any of those other characters. Mr. Miracle and Big Barda, right? High Father, Light Ray. Here's something for you. One of the characters I got my hands on today, an expensive character that I got on the cheap, I got Light Ray. I forgot I got toys and everything, right? Light Ray, right? All these different figures and whatnot. So with all these amazing characters, what did they do? What did they do with them? Nothing. They fired Jack Kirby, and they turn around like, well, we're going to keep the characters alive. No, let good writers and artists, whatever, let storytellers tell their stories. How about that? Let's just do that instead. Can we agree that that's a better idea? No, they can't. So this is what we get instead. JT Gamer contains Dark Phoenix Saga, Days of Future Past. Oh, that's cool. They threw in those 2 issues in there also. Taking a break from the new issues. Andrew Silva, what's up? Hey, are you related to Silver Surfer? And going back to reading some Jeff Johns Flash and Peter David's Hulk. I'm telling you, man, it's not just nostalgia. This is when comics were actually written well, right? Immortal Hulk fan, cool. Thanks for all the weird stuff there. I don't know what that is, but cool. Avengers Defenders War in the early 70s was the first major crossover in the 616. Crossover, was it the first crossover? Did you rate? Crossover miniseries, okay. It wasn't Contest of Champions? Did the Avengers Defenders, I think it might have come over first. Okay, crossover, because they were crossover. Okay, as opposed to separate issue. I see where you're going. Okay, yeah, I think you're right. I think you are right. Because they did have other people fighting each other. Like the X-Men would show up in the Avengers book, the X-Men would show up in the Fantastic Four book, Angel would show up in the Tales of Suspense, going at it with Iron Man. Yes, they actually went at it, and Iron Man had a hard time beating Angel because it's just storytelling. Hey, 1407 Gray Malcolm, what's going on? Can I say your name? Can I say your name? Just your first name? Is that cool? Unwrapping Professor Bill. Unwrap me, man. And JLU, Batman dodged the Omega Beam. Yes, though he got it. He got it to his parademon. It got it to hit the parademon instead. Yes, we've seen that. In fact, he technically dodged it once, very briefly, in the end of that crisis, final crisis, right? But then he was like just enough time so he can be like boop with the gun, which was like, holy crap, he used a gun, right? But then he got blasted in the back because you can't really dodge them forever. See, that's the thing. You don't give a character something that's like undodgeable or whatever if just everybody's going to beat it. But I've talked about this to ad nauseum. I've talked about it to the point where I'm just so tired of even talking about it anymore. You don't make a badass character to fight another character and you beat the character and then you have everybody else chump out this character to show how badass that character is. Right now, I mean, like I said, you had Tim Drake and old man Tim Drake outpacing not Darkseid, Doomsday in a Detective Comics book, I think it was. Yeah, Detective Comics. They're outpacing. They're just running, but they're running slow enough that they can talk to each other still. And Doomsday, this guy who moves so fast that Superman couldn't see him, right? All of a sudden, like, he can't catch up with these guys. Like at the end of the day, you're not making your character look better. You're making this character look worse. And it's all unbelievable to any of us who saw when Doomsday or Sabretooth or who have you came out for the first time. How many times can we look at Juggernaut getting his butt handed to him by Misty Knight or whomever? And this is not a knock on Misty Knight. She's an awesome character, but for the love of God, I don't want to see her taking out Juggernaut or Rhino or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm so tired of seeing that stuff. Derek, what's up, Derek? You will all say my name. Wow. BJ, what's up, dude? So yeah, Derek. Do you want to watch my collection video? Pure Gasu. I mean, I don't even know you, dude. Are you new to the channel? I've never seen you before. X-Men first Juggernaut appearance. Human Torch helped Angel take off his helmet. Yep, back in the early X-Men books. Writers don't know how to put characters over. There you go. Right, it jumped a lot. Flash versus Silver Surfer race. Well, I mean, we've already seen that the Flash can't beat anybody when they're, or well, not anybody, but like Superman has to have a foot race with the Flash because if he's flying, Flash can't keep up with Superman. We've already seen that multiple times. Even, Barry or Wally, so like they can't keep up with Superman if Superman's flying. And Silver Surfer, I know that we don't like to say it, but Silver Surfer is this guy who could fly at the speed of light. So you know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. It's a weird thing. Plus, yeah. So let's say that they would be a tie. Okay, let's just say they'd be a tie. Yeah, as long as they were on the Earth, as long as they were on the Earth, it was like, yeah, let's see who can make it to Mars and back. It's one of those things where it's like, if DC does that, I'm just so done, right? Of course, Silver Surfer has something to say about that. Put some of the issues from Ice Cream feels like what's going does not make sense. Do not recall Daredevil Doctor Doom crossover in the. Yes, actually, what was that? Was that Daredevil number 28? I think it was. It was one of the very, very, very earlies. It was actually a really amazing cover. You see Doctor Doom's head, and I think his hands are up too. And then you see like Daredevil doing his flipping thing, and like I think he's got his feet together, whatever, or something like that. It's a really classic cover. It's a great cover. I think it was issue number 28, if I'm remembering correctly, or is around there at the very least. So North Star is the fastest mutant in the Marvel Universe. Well, yeah, because he flies. If he's running, then can he run faster than? He shouldn't be able to run faster than Quicksilver. Quicksilver at this point can run Mach 3, Mach 5, something like that. Anyway, it's canon. Doug, what's up, Doug? Pretty cool to catch Professor Bill. Just tuning in to talk some Silver Surfer. Gotta talk some Silver Surfer. Oh, hey, I just showed off a new god. I got Light Ray. Let's see what else I got. Got a couple things here. Okay, I was talking about Dr. Doom. Here's the old Toy Biz Dr. Doom. I got him for like $5, so I ain't mad. Just he's got his little pistol on the other side. Boop. And yeah, not the greatest, but it's Toy Biz, whatever. I can just use him as a quick little servo guard, something like that. And I got the original awesome looking Carol Danvers, Ms. Marvel. Carol Danvers, Ms. Marvel. They're actually a little respectful with it's not like, this crotch riding thing. Instead, it's like actually covering everything. What else again? I got a couple other things here. Oh, I got Zoe Saldana. I got Gamora. So that's cool. This is a really hard character to get at a decent price. In box, they go for $50 up here. Not a cheap character. Now, when Guardians 3 comes out, there'll probably be a new version of her, and I can get it, right off the shelf better. Like, I'll be happy with that. Okay, here's something that's going to be a little weird. Anybody remember the old Toy Biz, what do you call it? Dr. Doom's Mauser? Yep, you remember. Nice, the Mauser. Nova versus Silver Surfer race. No, Silver Surfer's got him. Unless he's Nova Prime, then maybe we can have a different conversation. So here we go. We've got this crappy version of Sandman. So, like, it's the goofiest thing. Oops. It doesn't even move. Like, these things don't even move. They're not like silly putty or anything. But yeah, this really weird. Like the lips don't look good. Nothing looks good on this character, but it is what it is. But it's an older version of Sandman. He's actually got a hand that can go up there, and yes, it does the old Toy Biz moving thing. I've got, the other hand is in here also, and it comes with a long-ish stretchy sand hand, and it comes with an axe, because sand axes, we all know, are the most dangerous weapons on the face of the planet. If you ever in a survival situation, just get your hands on some sand and form an axe. Don't even add water, dude. Just, you got this. Should I follow? I have the issues Giant Size X-Men #1 till the end of the Fate of the Phoenix. Should I follow in order? Honestly, why not? Honestly, why not? Just take your time. There's no rush. Just read through them all, at your leisure. They're incredible books to read, man. Incredible stories, and you definitely won't regret it. So then Thor is now no longer the god of thunder, but the god of fire. He's the god of fiery ovaries, I guess. I don't know. Doom and Daredevil wasn't an 8-part epic though. All what else do I have? Oh, I just picked this up today. You guys know I've been trying to collect all of my Ant-Man figures. Well, I actually got the old Toy Biz Hank Pym Ant-Man with his regular head. Not the greatest figure in the world, but I have this in the this is the 6-inch figure. I have him in the 3.75-inch figure, which is cool. And he's got the lab coat on him, which also cool. I could just make a lab coat for this guy or use the one that I got for Reed Richards. Either way, totally awesome. Totally gnarly. Let's throw this to the side. Check this out. You all saw the couple months ago, I put together the Crimson Dynamo Build-A-Figure. Here's from the old Toy Biz, the Iron Man line, Crimson Dynamo, like the actual standard version that we see all the time. Because I told you that other version was just too big, too bulky. That's like, if he's just a little bit taller, that would be the Titanium Man figure. Nah, I like this version better of Titanium Man. This is the size that he was, not the exact look that he had, but this is the size that he was for the original Armor Wars. This is the story that, I want to be able to tell with my figures with stop motion. So absolutely love this stuff. Paul still gets the no prize for the deep cut. Hells yeah. Professor Bill versus Beta Ray Bill. Well, listen, I'd like to think that Bill and I can come to an understanding because, we're both totally epic. Hey guys, here's a question. Who was the first character with stretching abilities? And while I do that, how about a Kingdom Come figure? I'll give you a hint. Ooh, yeah. Green Lantern. Looks like an old man Alan Scott, doesn't it? But yeah, it's Hal Jordan. He's got that Green Lantern armor. Mark Waid and Alex Ross doing the Kingdom Come stuff. You see my box? I think my box, yeah, my box is hidden behind the Immortal Hulk box. But anyway, yeah, this incredible, incredible character, man. Just holding that sword and being absolute badass. Watching over the earth from above, little balding. That's okay. It's cool. Male pattern baldness happens to the best of us. Hasn't happened to me yet. Hopefully it never will, but whatever. Even if it did, I would just start shaving my head. I'm good. It's just hair. Plastic Man? Good guess. But there was one before. Mr. Dibney, the elongated man. So this is one of the DC Classics figures. He comes with something. Oh, he doesn't come with another hand. He's just got this long, stretchy hand, which kind of stinks. I'd rather him. Yeah, that'll actually break if I take that off, unfortunately. So I'm just gonna have to act like he's always got this donkey hand. But anyway, and he comes with a magnifying glass because, of course, if you're tall and stretchy, you've got to be an investigator or something. Just ask Plastic Man, right? So, boom, boom. There you go. So digging on it. Now I need a Sue Dibney figure to go with it. Just I have to keep Dr. Light away from her. Some of you guys are going to get that joke. Okay. I have got. Okay, this is interesting. You guys know that I have a Sentry figure, but now I've got the Sentry with a beard, just in case, because Bob sometimes needs his beard. This is the Toy Biz figure. This was the variant that came out that had the beard. I like it. I'm down with it. Let's see him fight Superman, right? Last week's podcast had Wanda telling Bill, sounded just like Christina telling me, you can't collect everything. We don't have space for it. First off, Wanda needs to learn how to learn her place. All right. My wife needs to learn her place. Okay. No, wrong answer. We have room for everything. Everything. All of my toys. We've got room for it. Anyway. How about this? How about this? With the Falcon Winter Soldier coming out 2 Fridays from now. Bang. How about Baron Zemo? Sup? He's got his little pistol in there. I think that's a Luger. Does that come out? I think it does. But it's Toy Biz, which means it doesn't. Damn it, Toy Biz. Anyway, so bang, right there. Heinrich Zemo, I believe this is, not Helmet. Helmet is the other one. This is Heinrich Zemo, the one who technically killed Bucky. I got a machine gun. Looks like a interesting version of an M16A2, but not quite with a scope. And Madame Mask. Yes, Toy Biz also. Digging on it. Digging on it. Madame Mask with her scarred up ass face. Go visit a plastic surgeon, lady. Stop freaking killing people because you don't like the way you look. I think everything else is just DC. Hope you guys don't mind. Okay. I actually forget this guy's name. I think it's Matt or something like that. I got these 2 hands for him. The 2 hands, and I've got this thing right here, which can replace his head. And then the actual figure itself, it's nasty, is bang right there. So one of the yellow lanterns looks like a totem pole with all those heads. 3 heads, bah, 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 like the Living Tribunal, but not. Anyway, so one of the DC Classics figures. No, actually not one of the DC Classic figures because the War of the Yellow Lantern, the Sinestro War, wasn't out then. So this must be one of the later figures. Go figure. Anyway, bang, digging on it. Today, you should buy a cave for all your stuff. Build-A-Man cave. I actually have, but it's away from here. It's my storage unit, and I actually have a table and a chair set up. Be safely hidden away from her. Oh, she's at work. Screw that. Like, Warder, you better know your place. Better know your place, baby. You hear what I'm saying, right? Don't mess with me, because I'm the man of the house. I'm a man. I'm a man. I spell M-A-N, man. Banana, banana, banana. Anybody remember the Yardbirds with Jeff Beck? Anyway, what do you call? Yeah, she's not here. That's I can say whatever I want. I can say whatever I want while she's watching somewhere and come after me and whoop my ass. Anyway, Madame Mask is Sicilian. That makes her Bill's favorite. Come on, man. I ain't no racist. Like, oh, Sicilian must be my favorite. Come on, man. Like freaking Silvermane's my favorite also. Hell's no. Hell's no. Anyway, what else we got up in here? Okay, the rest is, for the most part, just part of a family. So, now I got the Yardbird stuck in my head. Here's a Shazam, Captain Marvel. I don't know if that glows in the dark. Kind of looks like it does. Does it? No, it doesn't. Damn it. Anyway, Captain Marvel's got the hood up, so that's cool. I've got a Captain Marvel with the hood down. I got a Captain Marvel without the hood and just the regular cape. Yeah, I think this is my third Captain Marvel figure. Actually, no, it's my fourth, if not my fifth. It's at least my fourth, though. Bang. One of them is a 5-incher, though, so barely counts. Excuse me. I've got Indie Comics Jones, Jeff Beck, Jimmy Page, and Eric Clapton was in the Yardbirds for a spell. You are correct. In fact, Jimmy Page, the last of those three great guitarists, or all three of those guitarists got their famous start from, mind you, before the Beatles. They just weren't part of the initial British invasion. Eric Clapton was in Cream by the time that they came over. Jimmy Page actually still owns the rights to the Yardbirds to this day. Amazing businessman. Also, amazing guitarist. Led Zeppelin, anyone? I've got Mary Marvel. Mary Marvel. I think this is my second Mary Marvel figure because totally awesome character. Anyway. Nope, sorry, my third. It's my third Mary Marvel. You guys know I like Shazam, right? Love Shazam. It's one of the reasons why I'm still to this day really upset at freaking DC Comics, because the Shazam family actually mattered. Thor wins. Thor, that's an easy one. Thor absolutely freaking wins that one. Of course, Derek knows the Yardbirds. Yeah, Mark, dude, like, here's a guy who relies on the thunder as opposed to a guy who controls the thunder. Sorry, that thunder does not reach him if it's not by the will of the god Thor. So yeah, no. It's Shazam. Come on, Raphael. Remember how the old Shazam show was as a kid in the late 70s and early 80s? Yes, Garrett is the guy's name. I actually have his autograph over here someplace, and I'm a friend of his on Facebook. Yeah, the original actor. Yeah, freaking loved that one. Loved all that stuff, dude. Geez. I remember the Shazam cereal, which was just amazing. I'm not talking about with a C. I'm saying with an S. That used to come on back in the days with, back in the day. Anyway, do you have a Gomer Pyle figure? Shazam! See, now that's a man after my own heart right there. No, I do not have a Gomer Pyle figure, and I never even thought about it. But for the love of God, Stone Cold hits them both with a stunner. But I would like it if I can get a Gomer Pyle figure just so he could say, Shazam! When also. That would be funny. That'd actually be fun. That'd be a good reason to get a Gomer Pyle figure. For the love of God, we probably wind up seeing a Benny Hill figure before that, because who the hell knows Gomer Pyle? Anyway, that's like asking if people know F Troop. So this is my first, actually my second Billy Batson figure, but the first one is a 5-inch figure. I actually have a, what do you call it, a 6-inch figure now. This is from the original DC Universe Classics. So super happy to have a Billy Batson. Oh, and then my last figure to show you guys. No, actually, it's not my last figure because I accidentally showed something over there, which I might as well just show it up now. I have, still part of the family. Bang. Why can't I remember his name? Why do I have Dr. Zhivago stuck in my head? Oh, for crying out loud. Sylvana, Dr. Sylvana. So I've got Dr. Sylvana. Bang, bang, bang. I've got the movie version. I've got one of those, but I still like the old man doctor version, right? And at one point he did have the Shazam powers, so I can just have him switch out and become the other one. But this is what he originally looked like back in the comics, back in the Fawcett comics, from Wiz Comics, that was under the brand. Those comics. This is actually my second Mr. Mind character. Came with him because I have an actual Billy Batson figure, not just him as Shazam. I have an actual Billy Batson. He's the only one that I actually have the kid version of, but I've got him. Anyway, this one also comes with a Mr. Mind. So, yay me. Let me put that. I should probably, no, I'm going to use a different bag because these all just came in and I'm not good with keeping other people's stuff. That's it. That's everything in here. Yeah. Okay, so I now have two of the exact same figure. I told you guys I was going to get them, and I got them. They just came in from Hasbro Pulse, the HasLabs exclusives, the Hellfire Club soldiers. Yes, so I didn't even open these yet. Dude came and knocked on my door, was like, yo, what's up, bruh? Didn't Captain Marvel have the first multi-part storyline, Monster Society of Evil? I think he might have. Because the Monster Society of Evil was huge. I mean, that was way before my time. You understand? But I was able to go back when I was a kid and actually find that stuff. No more Black Cat. Jamal Lewis, get out of my group. Get out of my group. I don't go with that Bendis crap in here. No, I don't want to hear it. Even if you're shaking your head, I'm shaking my head. That's disgusting. I don't want to hear that Shazam crap. You know what? I'm going to leave just because I said it now. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. It's like you say Voldemort or Cthulhu or Demogorgon. Don't say it because they might actually appear. Yeah, that. Anyway, so let me open these puppies up. It's cool. These can come in these small ones because they're exclusives. They don't sell in Walmart or anything like that. They don't sell anywhere. They only sell if you buy them exclusively from HasLabs. So they don't have to worry about the whole put them in nice packaging. They just come like this. The 6-inch figure comes just like this. Nothing extra, no bolting, no security, no nothing. I love it. I love it. Just a little box. Pop this puppy open from its little bag. I'm surprised they even did that. Ugh. Pop that open. It's got its little gun. Now I need Wolverine to come by and kill like 40 of them. Excuse me, it's got 2 guns. Oh, and it's a freaking piece of, I didn't even have to rip the bottom of the bag. The top of the bag, it actually has a piece of tape. I could just rip the tape off and pull it out. Like how, wow, cheesy, but who cares? So it's got his rifle in this hand, and over here he's got his pistol. I'll show you everything in a hot second. Does the mask come off? I'm actually sad that the mask doesn't come off, but I can always pop the head off and put a regular head on there. Because some of these guys wound up becoming cyborgs under the White Bishop, Trevor Fitzroy. But yeah, so anyway, standard Marvel Legends figure. Right, same movement, articulation, everything, all that good stuff. It's as far out as he'll kip. Not a big deal. These guys aren't known to be physical athletes. They're just cannon fodder for Wolverine, basically. You'll see that in the Dark Phoenix saga. You'll see all of that stuff. Excuse me. So, bang. Yeah, fantastic. These are nice figures, man. I'm digging on that. I can actually... Yeah, let's keep it over there. I got my second one over here. So I got 2 of them now to go with the Hellfire Club. Oh, they actually do come with this stupid little, don't eat the stuff because it's bad for you. Yeah, we know. So at the bottom, like I said, it's just the little tape. It's too bad they can't. It's too bad that we got people who just go around stealing stuff, Because it would be nice if they could just save cardboard, save plastic, save materials, and just sell the figures like this on the damn shelf, just boop, and just, you want one? Come get one. And then you got one. Let me put the stuff together on this guy. Also, these things were $15 US, if I remember correctly. Mexican-American Martian. Hey, Prof. Watched half of your WandaVision episode 9, but Agatha meant when a spell was cast in the MCU. It cannot be adjusted. Know that it can't be undone by, not that it can't be undone by someone. Oh yeah, it could be undone. A spell can always be undone, but yeah, you can't alter it. They're saying, which, like I said, I guess that makes sense. So, I'm glad that you actually brought that up. And by the way, here's a little hunting we will go, hunting we will go. Hi ho, a Dario. Mirage makes us see Wolverine. That's a reference to Marvel graphic novel number 4, the first appearance of most of the um, New Mutants. Anyway, bang! So the Hellfire Club guards, and thank you for the $5 super chat. MAM, ma'am. I don't think I'm going to call you ma'am. That's just messed up. Anyway, unless you are a ma'am, in which case, fitting. Anyway, one of the things I want to point out is Agatha's ability to steal people's magic, and then Wanda taking her magic back. And I don't know if she stole Agatha's magic or not, but she definitely took her own magic back for sure, right? Either way, this whole stealing magic thing is kind of foreign to me. Like, it's weird. It's like, how can you steal someone's magic, right? To the point where they just don't have any more and they can't produce new. It's weird. But the first time we saw this was in the end credit scene, the after credit scene for Doctor Strange. Remember Mordo went back to that one dude and was like, you have something that doesn't belong to you, yoink, and he just like stole his magic and the guy was crippled again. Yeah, that was messed up. So it's like, now we got people going around stealing magic, and the next time we're likely to see Wanda again is in Doctor Strange 2, because, stuff. Wow, man. Wow. Mason? I don't know what that is, Silva. Silva, I'm not on Facebook anymore. Email me at hdpierce. Oh, yeah, you have emailed me a couple times. I think I've responded to you a couple times. Yeah, you just keep on getting booted in Facebook all the time, dude. Stop like messing with people. Like, it's so much easier for me to just communicate with people on Facebook because I'm old. Um, email requires like actual finding stuff. Do you have Batman 66 figures? I do. I do not think I have any Batman 66 figures. No, I don't. Because like I was a fan of him when I was a kid, but nowadays I'm just like, it was an interrupter. It was necessary to get the character back, but we needed was it Michelini and Adams? I know Neil Adams was part of it. I think it was Michelini who came who did the writing for those stories. Anyway, and then of course Frank Miller came along and really made Dark Knight dark. Excuse me. So are they setting Wanda up as the villain in the new Doctor Strange movie? No, they have already said that the main villain is going to be Nightmare. So I really doubt that she's going to be the villain. Also, something that I didn't realize until I went back and watched it again with my wife is it actually says on there the name of that episode is the series finale, not the season finale, the series finale. And I'm just like, oh, dope. So yeah, they're acknowledging no more WandaVision, which is sad, but still, there's that. With her, the Darkhold should scare the crap out of people. Hell's yes. Hell's yes. I can honestly see her going at it with Doctor Strange for a while, because when he sees the Darkhold, he's gonna be like, no. But yeah. Yeah. Oh, Derek. Actually, I just thought of something. You'll be proud. What is this song? 3 Days Grace, Animal I Have Become. This is a song that my sons love. So my 7-year-old, I'm actually trying to teach him how to play this on his ukulele. I know it sounds weird, but I'm trying to figure it out myself. Like, what's the best way for this to sound? Because I see the tablature for it, so I can play it on my guitar, but it's just an acoustic, so there's only but so well. I just restrung it a couple days ago because they broke one of my strings. But yeah, dude, like I'm trying to show him how to play that song in the ukulele because he loves that song. It's hard, man. So on the ukulele, that should at least sound Hawaiian level cool. We'll see. Um, Austin Powers had his mojo stolen. Indie Comics Jones, you have a very good point there. Hmm. Mexican American Martian. Do you think Marvel Comics is going to put Wanda and Vision together again? Yes. Yes, they get no love and it sucks. Yeah, the comics, I really hope they do. We have to, this is going to sound mean, but we got to keep Jim Zub away from it because Zub has this thing, like he's trying so hard to, you remember, what was that? Was that Mean Girls, that movie? Where like, stop trying to make fetch happen. It's not going to happen, right? Like he's trying to do fetch basically with Dr. Voodoo and Wanda. It's like, dude, nobody else is doing that. You know, it's like nobody else is having them be a couple at any point in time ever. And every time that you jump on a book that has Vision or that has the Avengers in it or whatever, you're always trying to be like, oh look, here's one and Dr. Voodoo. It's like, dude, stop. Just stop. Nobody cares. You know, it's like nobody's interested in this pairing up. She's supposed to be with the Vision, and everybody knows this. You know what I'm saying? Like there's some characters where it's like with Elektra. You know, there's some people who are going to be like, "Oh, Elektra should be with Daredevil." No, Elektra is the wind. She deserves to be with whoever she wants to be, including Doctor Strange. She can be with whoever she wants to be because that's who she is. She's a candle in the wind, baby. You know what I'm saying? But like certain like Black Widow, very similar also. Should she be with Bucky? Should she be with Clint? Should she be with Daredevil? Who knows? But you know what? We know. We know exactly where Wanda's supposed to be, right? So, yeah. Um, Oh, you did learn what teach him on a nylon string. Yeah, I actually have the nylon strings for it. It's funny. It's a guitar that I actually bought from Toys R Us. Excuse me, a ukulele that I bought from Toys R Us. And because when I went and bought my um, what's my guitar? It's not a Martin. What the hell is it? A McCartney. It's a McCartney, like Paul McCartney. And it's actually signed like that too. Anyway, so when I bought my McCartney, I was like, what about a kid's guitar? And he's like, how about a ukulele? I was like, I don't want him using the ukulele. Like, what is that Hawaiian stuff? Way. And the guy set me straight hard. Cause like, I actually go to music stores to buy my stuff. You know what I'm saying? When I bought my capo, when I bought my glass, I made sure to get the glass, not the metal. The slide guitar, the slide pick. You know what I'm saying? I actually go to music stores to get my stuff so I can actually talk with people who know what the hell they're talking about instead of a freaking Walmart or, God forbid, trying to look at comment sections on freaking Amazon or something like that, Anyway, so you haven't watched it yet? All right, no worries, no worries. We have so with yeah, so I'm seeing you guys, say Derek also. It's awesome. Ukes are tuned differently than guitars, so keep that in mind. That is what I'm trying to keep in mind. They're tuned very differently, and like the octaves off and everything. But hell's yes, and getting the boy jamming. Yeah, because like it's one thing to sit there and like some good rock, some hard rock, you know what I'm saying? It's another thing to actually realize that you can do it also. Instead of just learning the words or whatever, it's like actually getting out there. I want to see this little 7-year-old kid being out there like doo 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 doo. I want to see him like Sean Yasalt, saying from White Zombie, just with the hair, bow, bow, bow. Because yes, I want them to realize that they can actually do it, not just listen to it. So, yeah. It's a way that you guys learned when you were young. Okay, awesome. Yeah, so go figure. I did not learn on a ukulele. I I remember I saw a Pac-Man guitar when I was 7 years old. My mom and dad and I were walking in this, I don't know, outside open air market, and I saw a Pac-Man guitar, and it might have actually even been a banjo. You know what I'm saying? Like I was 7. I'm 45 years now. I mean, like I got a great memory, but I mean, come on, right? So, anyways, whatever it was, I saw it. It was Pac-Man. I was like, "Can I have that?" And they're like, "No, you're not going to know what to do with it. You're just going to break it." Blah blah blah, whatever. I was like, well, yeah, they do have different tones, and I'm a big Tom Petty fan, Derek. So, like when I'm trying to play "Learning to Fly," Tom Petty, like I don't use electric guitar anymore. I just want to chill with um what do you call my acoustic? So there's the quick couple of parts where he'll do the and then he'll just start playing because he's on electric. But with me, I don't have the electric, so I just do the whole solo with the slide, except for the last do do like that. But that's the open E. But anyway, yeah, guitar talk. So anyway, and I'm also going to wrap this up pretty quick because I got to prepare for the podcast tonight. Free Fallin' is a great freaking song, and I haven't learned how to play that yet, but that is the reason why I grabbed my capo, so that I could put it right across the third fret so that I can play Free Fall. And I just haven't gotten those 3 chords down yet. Saying where I just anyway. Yeah, it's a great song. MCU version of Agatha Harkness is nowhere near powerful as the 616 version. I guess she's different, and she hasn't had time to really show it. But yeah, hey, my Uncle Bill. Hope you're doing well. Any new info on Moon Knight? I'm Uncle Bill. Alex Samuel, what's up? What am I your uncle? Not by that name. What do you call it? Series you heard of besides Speaking of Guitar? You remember Steve Stephen, Billy Idol's guitarist? Love Tom Petty and SRV. No, I did listen to Billy Idol's bigger songs, but not a whole bunch of them. But yeah, by the time you put up the podcast, I'll have watched the season for that. Okay, nice. But yes, Derek, I need all the help in the world I can get with my guitar, but it is just leisurely. But I do know that you jam like a mother fathead, so yes, I do keep that in mind time to time. You saw I put up my crappy rendition of the Mandalorian on guitar. It's a part that's supposed to be played on keyboard, I think. I played the keyboard part, but I did it on my acoustic. So yeah, whatever. I did the best I could by ear. Anyways, more info on the Moon Knight series. If I do, then it'll be on the podcast. But right now, I don't have any info. I'll keep it in mind though when I'm looking up my stuff for the podcast for tomorrow morning. I'll keep it in mind to look up for some stuff for Moon Knight. But in general, yeah, I don't. I apologize. There's nothing up right now, but I can't wait. Can't wait to see it. Oh, it is in the middle of filming though, so if there's that. We're not in the middle. It did just start filming. Wait, actually, I think it starts filming on the 13th. There we go. So like post or pre-production done. All the regular production is done, and on the 13th they actually start filming. And I think that's in Budapest that they're actually filming it. So there's that. But anyway, yeah, bang. Got a dip. Kids need settling down. Yeah, so do I. So yeah, I'll check you later, Derek, and I'll check everybody later. Rock the Cradle of Love. Dude, that was a great song. That was a great video. and I was young at the time. Like I was 14, I think, when that came out. No, I had to have been younger than that. Maybe. I think I was like 14 when that song came out. So like I myself was underage, but I didn't realize what that song meant, and I wouldn't have cared seeing that I was 14 at the time. Nowadays, I got to look back and be like, no, that's bad. Who did they cast? Oh, Isaac, the guy Isaac from the guy who played Poe Dameron, him, and everybody who's working with him. Like everybody who's working with him or who's in that series, every single one of them have said one of the main reasons why I'm doing this, because I don't know anything about Moon Knight, but one of the main reasons why I'm in this film is because he's in it, and I've always wanted to work with him. So even if you didn't for some reason like him as Poe Dameron in movies that I could live without, but if you didn't like him as Poe Dameron, there are people who are just like, dude, this guy's an amazing actor. So I imagine he's going to be good in an actual, like the lead role in a television series. I can't wait to see that. Eyes Without a Face, good song. Yeah, Billy has got a whole bunch of freaking great songs, man. Eyes Without a Face is funny because like that video and the song itself, the music and everything behind it, the lyrics, they actually scared me. I used to have little nightmares at night sometimes because I was a kid, who used to watch MTV with the lights out, saying in the middle of the night quietly because I can't let my mom know that I'm awake. But yeah, and you used to listen to Eddie Murphy and Richard Pryor and all the things that I'm not supposed to listen to, but I listen to them anyway. Yeah, those. Anyway, I used to put the towel at the bottom of the door. You know what I'm saying? So you can't see the light out the bottom. I figured all this stuff out when I was a kid, man. Knew a girl who looked like that babysitter. She got teased a lot. That's hysterical, man. Wow. I wouldn't even be teasing her. I'd be like, "Hey, how you doing?" Professor Bill, you ever get the chance to watch the documentary Playing with Power, the Nintendo story? Watching it now with my son. Really? Playing with Power. All right, I'm going to keep that in mind, and I don't know when I'm going to get to it, but you know what? I'll probably find it and I'll put it on watch later because, yeah, that actually sounds like fun. I remember screaming super happy when I got the first issue of Nintendo Power in the mail. I was like, "What is this magic?" Yes! I subscribed hard to that. I was working. I was doing landscaping, saying at a restaurant, and I was like Steak and Al. If anybody remembers the old Steak and Al's, I don't even think they exist anymore. But I used to do landscaping out there, and I'd take that money, but like that's going right into my Nintendo Power, baby. I was 12 years old, getting Nintendo Power sent to me. Anyway, guys, that's it. I'm gonna bounce. Talk to y'all later. Thanks for showing up, and peace. We'll see if I get any comic book reviews done next week. It's not looking good. Magic 8 Ball. It's not looking good. Just ask Dr. Savannah here. All right, guys, later. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.